Today will probably be one of the hardest days of my life. I think it's time to say goodbye to my 13-year-old dog that has been with me through it all. Probably many of you guys didn't know that I have a dog. Her name is Maya, and she's a Maltese poodle, and she was gifted to me from my parents about almost 14 years ago. Right here she was a little bit older, but she was so little and fluffy and cute, and I named her Maya. So she lived with me for a couple years when I had a house where they allowed dogs, but then most of the time she lived with my mom, but I would go visit. She knew I was her owner because she would always like greet me, or she would always be around me when I would be there, like sit next to me, or she knew I was her owner. And obviously, you know, after 13 years and a half, she's old, she's blind, she's not active anymore, and that hurts me because she was obviously super active. I would take her on runs and she would run non-stop, and she was just a happy dog. But unfortunately, dogs don't get to live as long as humans, and I've been thinking about putting her down for the last year or so because her quality of life is just bad. She spends most of her days laying down, and she'll cry sometimes because her legs are giving up on her. She can't see. And then for the last yesterday she's been throwing up a lot and not eating, and she has diarrhea, so I know that's gonna just make her weaker. I've tried feeding her yesterday and she did eat, but then she threw up again, I think 2 or 3 more times. And since I was already thinking about doing it, it's something that you just don't know. You don't know when's the right time, if you're doing the right thing. And it breaks my heart because it's basically like her life is on my hands, but also I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be selfish because I don't want to suffer, and I don't want to, you know, go through the grieving. But I also think that she shouldn't be suffering this much. Her legs don't work the same. She can't really go up or down the stairs. She bumps into everything just because she's going blind. And I did take her to the doctor, and they told me that we could do surgery on her, but most likely she won't make it because of her age. But I think I made the decision to finally do it, so she won't suffer anymore. It's just so sad. And when she lived with me, she would feel whatever I felt. Like if I was sad, she would feel it. If I was mad, like she's a sweet dog, even though I did have a lot of episodes with her where she would run away and try and bite people. But then towards the end of her years, she became more like more calm, and she also got pregnant like 3 times or 2 times, I think. So I saw her go through all of that, and she saw me go through a lot of things in my life, and she was with me when going through hard times in my life. She was with me. I just know that dogs know everything you feel. And honestly, I'm so sad. I'm trying not to cry right now, but yeah, I have an appointment in an hour, and I'm just here sitting trying to process everything. And I'm gonna go pick her up right now, and obviously they're gonna evaluate her. They're gonna do an exam and see how she is, probably her quality of life, which I already know. There's not much more we can do for her. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna be in the room with her while they're doing whatever they do. I don't know what it's called. I think that's so traumatizing, but I don't know if I want to be in there. I'm still trying to make up my mind because they do let me be in their room while that's happening. Honestly, my heart is just pounding super hard thinking about it. So I'm just trying to process everything here. I know for sure I'm gonna cry because, like I said, yesterday I was crying. Oh my god, yesterday I was crying just thinking about it and booking an appointment. So it's gonna be a very sad day, but we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna head out. I think 2 of my sisters are going with me, and honestly, Honestly, she's a dog that has lasted the longest in our family. She's like a family dog basically. She lived with my parents. She's been around the most, so it's gonna be hard for everyone, I know. Let me show you a picture of her. We had like a little photo shoot on February actually this year, and she was so annoyed of me. Hold on. And it makes me sad because I feel like I didn't give her the best life. I wasn't with her all the time, but it still hurts, you know. It still hurts, and I know she loves me. I know she loves me, and she knows I love her. But we had a photo shoot, and look at her face. She was giving me the side eye. God, why am I crying so much? It's part of life. It's part of a dog's life. Yeah, she's a little crazy dog. Well, not anymore. Right now, she's obviously just... she's tired. I can see it in her eyes. And it's time. So, I don't know if I'm gonna vlog or record a lot, but I'm about to head out. And we'll see what happens. I've been crying nonstop. All these memories. All these memories are just coming to me. So I'm almost there at my mom's to get her and then take her to her appointment. Give her a kiss, she has to go.
It's bright.
My baby's gone. It was so hard, guys. It was... my eyes are so tired of crying. Oh my god, I cannot start crying again. Okay, let me try and do this. Hold on. Okay, so let me kind of explain a little bit of what happened. They have to examine her before we actually determine if we're putting her down to see our options. It really broke my heart because the doctor like grabbed her to try and like check her, and when he grabbed her with his both hands, she was laying on her side, and she was literally just like, her body was just like, it gave up completely. Like she couldn't, obviously he didn't even try to put her down on her legs, because like you could tell right away that her body was just loose. She was alive, but like her body would just give up. Like it was so sad to see. Like, and then like if we would lift her head a little bit, her head would just be like flying like this. Like she had no control over her body. Her eyes were like kind of like going in circles. So basically the doctor said that her world was spinning, and I don't know how long it's been happening. I just noticed her eyes moving like that actually today. So I'm glad I brought her in today, because there was only appointments like for Monday or like in a week, but I don't think that she would have made it that far. So basically the doctor said that it could be either a really bad ear infection, which he doubts it, because she actually checked her ears and they look fine. Sometimes when there's an ear infection or something, that tends to mess up her balance, and you know, that could have been one thing. Another thing could have been like unexplained, like, you know, age or something. And then another thing which he was aiming more towards was cancer, because dogs at her age, their you know, they tend to have cancer. So obviously he didn't diagnose her that she had cancer, but for what he has seen in his, you know, practice, he says that it looked like a very severe and advanced case of cancer. And honestly, like, I broke down, and it was just so hard to hear, because, you know, I wonder all these things, like, how long has she been like that? Because I had taken her to the doctor before, to the vet, and they had said, oh, she's, you know, her blindness is due to her getting older, and then, you know, as the older she gets, the more immobile she is, like, she won't move as much. But then I realized the last couple of months she was not getting up from her bed at all. Very, like, maybe like just 2 p.m. that's it. She would be laying all day, and I was thinking it was normal, right, because she's older. So I made a decision to put her down, because that was the best choice according to the doctor. He said we could, you know, put her in hospice, put her in IV for weeks. She would be hospitalized. We would have to do CT scans and a bunch of tests that would just put her under more stress, and it would be super expensive. So I knew it was time, because I knew she was suffering, and I didn't want to be selfish anymore. So I said goodbye. I did not stay in the room. I did not, because I wanted to remember her breathing, because I was literally with her the last minutes of her life. I would, like, she was breathing, like, I saw her breathing. She had her eyes open, but you could tell she was not focused. Like, her eyes were just moving around. And I say my goodbyes, and it was so hard. It was so hard. It was so hard. I got out of the room. 3 of my sisters stayed. So basically they put like a little tube for an IV, and they put 3 medications, or 2 medications. One was to put her to kind of like in a deep sleep. The second one was to stop her heart. And my sister said that as soon as they put the sleeping one, like, she fell asleep, and then, like, it all happened super quick. I feel like she was already tired, like, she was almost completely gone before that. So the vet said that it was a very peaceful, you know, it was going to be super peaceful. She was not going to feel anything or suffer, which that makes me a little bit more glad, versus, you know, finding her dead. Like, this is my first time going through this, so for me it's like super heartbreaking. So yeah, then the doctor checked her heart rate, and she was gone. So, oh my god, that literally broke my heart. And I know I look all swollen because I've been crying all day, but it's just so sad. It's so sad, because she was the type of dog that obviously all dogs like to run around, but she would go run with me. She would like to play with bottles, like empty water bottles. That was like her favorite thing. But I'm just happy that she's no longer in pain or suffering. Oh my god, I'm sorry. So, like I said, it's the first time I have a dog this long. It's the first time that I go through this. So thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna end it here, because I don't want to keep on talking about it and crying. I'm gonna stay with her memories, and I know she loved me so much, and I loved her so much, and I know she's resting now. If you have gone through this, I'm sorry. It's hard. I completely understand how you're feeling, and it's something that we're never ready. We're never ready for this. No one ever is ready for this. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next video.